That cup of coffee in your hand is not just a drink, it's a historical artifact. It is a financial transaction of surprising complexity. It's a deeply ingrained psychological crutch. And it is, quite possibly, the most expensive habit you refuse to acknowledge. We are not here to talk about the latte factor. That's kindergarten-level financial advice, and you are past that. We are here to dissect the hidden contract you sign with every sip. A contract written in the ink of global trade and industrial machinery. It promises focus, but what is the real interest rate on that mental loan? It offers comfort, but is it genuine peace or a temporary anesthetic? You believe you are simply buying a beverage for $5, but you are actually buying into a complex global system. A system that shaped the modern world we inhabit, and a system that is actively shaping the future you can afford. Today, we delve into coffee, its past, its present, and a parallel reality you have never considered. To understand the grip coffee has on your wallet and your mind, we must first travel back in time. Forget the sanitized story of a goat herder named Kaldi. The true story of coffee is one of economics and empire. It began as a closely guarded secret in the Arab world, a precious commodity more valuable than many spices, creating immense wealth for the port of Mocha. When it finally reached Europe in the 17th century, it didn't just introduce a new flavor. It fundamentally altered society's operating system. Before coffee, the common breakfast drink for all classes was weak beer or wine, leading to a state of perpetual, low-grade intoxication. Coffee arrived as a shock to the system, a beverage of sobriety, clarity, and focus. This shift gave birth to the coffee house, particularly in London. These weren't cozy cafes. They were volatile hubs of commerce and information, dubbed penny universities, because for the price of a cup, anyone could access the latest news, gossip, and business ideas. It was in these caffeine-fueled rooms that modern finance began to take shape. Lloyd's of London, the world's first insurance market, started in Lloyd's Coffee House. The London Stock Exchange has its roots in the deals made over coffee at Jonathan's Coffee House. Coffee wasn't just a drink. It was the lubricant for the engine of early capitalism. It fueled the Enlightenment, enabling thinkers to debate philosophy and politics late into the night. But this progress had a profoundly dark side. As demand exploded, European powers needed to control the supply, leading to the brutal colonization of lands in South America and the Caribbean. The coffee that fueled intellectual freedom in Europe was often harvested by enslaved people, a bitter irony we conveniently forget. Then came the Industrial Revolution. The new factory system required a workforce that was punctual, alert, and capable of performing repetitive tasks for long hours. Coffee was the perfect tool. It helped synchronize the human body to the relentless rhythm of the machine. The mesa, coffee break, was institutionalized not as a moment of leisure, but as a calculated method to boost productivity for the next stretch of labor. You weren't resting, you were refueling for the company's benefit. This history is embedded in your daily cup. When you feel that urge for a mid-afternoon pick-me-up to push through a deadline, you are not just tired. You are reenacting a historical pattern designed to extract maximum economic output from your body and mind. It's a legacy of industrial efficiency, not personal well-being. Understanding this past is crucial because it reframes your habit from a simple personal choice into participation in a centuries-old economic system. Now let's bring our investigation into the present day. The modern coffee habit is a masterclass in psychological marketing and hidden costs. The most famous argument against it is the latte factor. The idea that skipping your daily $5 coffee could make you a millionaire. This is a foolish oversimplification. It's not about the $5. It's about the automatic, unthinking nature of the transaction. The real problem isn't the cost. It's the lack of intention. The modern cafe, pioneered by chains like Starbucks, isn't really selling coffee. It's selling what sociologist Ray Oldenburg called third place, a space between the pressures of home and work. They sell the illusion of affordable luxury and community. You pay a premium for the ambiance, the Wi-Fi, the comfortable chairs. You aren't just a customer, you're a short-term tenant, and that $5 is your rent. The coffee is just the receipt. Let's perform a true cost analysis. The sticker price is just the beginning. Factor in the time spent commuting to the cafe, waiting in line, and making your selection. This can easily be 15 to 20 minutes a day. That's over 100 hours a year. 2.5 full work weeks spent not working, not resting, but simply acquiring a beverage. What is the opportunity cost of that time? What could you have built, learned, or earned in those hours? Now for the biological contract. Caffeine works by blocking adenosine receptors in your brain. Adenosine is the neurotransmitter that signals fatigue. By blocking it, caffeine doesn't give you energy. It masks your tiredness. Your body, in its wisdom, responds by creating more adenosine receptors. This is why you build a tolerance.
Soon, you need that first cup not to get ahead, but just to feel normal, to reach the baseline you used to have naturally.
This leads to the productivity paradox. You drink coffee to focus, and it does boost alertness. But it often comes with a side of anxiety and jitteriness, which promotes shallow, reactive work. Answering emails, ticking off small tasks, instead of deep, contemplative work.
You feel more productive because you're busier, but are you making more progress on what truly matters? Often, coffee trades quality of focus for quantity of activity.
Finally, coffee has become another frontier of consumerism disguised as a hobby. The simple cup has evolved into a complex ritual. Single-origin beans, specific grind sizes, elaborate brewing methods like pour-overs or AeroPress. It's a way to signal sophistication and taste. But at its core, it's a marketing engine designed to make you constantly upgrade your gear and your beans, turning a simple stimulant into a status symbol that requires continuous investment.
So the present-day habit is not a $5 decision. It's a transaction of time, biological dependence, mental focus, and identity. When you add it all up, the true cost is exponentially higher than what your bank statement shows. Recognizing this is the first step toward reclaiming your agency. It's not about being cheap, it's about being conscious. Now for the most important part of our analysis, the thought experiment. Let's step into a parallel reality where coffee was never discovered. How would our world and your personal economy be different? Without this potent stimulant, the Industrial Revolution might have unfolded very differently. The 8-hour, 9-to-5 workday, a structure designed around machine-like consistency, might never have become the standard. Perhaps work rhythms would be more aligned with our natural energy cycles, periods of intense effort followed by mandatory rest, like a siesta.
Productivity might be measured by output, not hours clocked in. Society might place a higher value on sleep and rest, seeing them not as lazy luxuries, but as essential components of work itself. We might be less stressed, less anxious, and more attuned to our own physical and mental signals. Think of the economic implications. The global coffee industry is worth hundreds of billions of dollars. In our parallel reality, that capital, that human effort, that agricultural land, would be allocated elsewhere. Perhaps to different crops, different industries. The entire financial landscape of many developing nations would be unrecognizable. The flow of global capital would have followed a completely different path. On a personal level, what would you do with the reclaimed resources? Imagine adding up every dollar you've ever spent on coffee. Not just the drink, but the machines, the mugs, the gadgets. Now add the value of those hundreds of hours spent in queues. It's a significant sum. This isn't about regret. It's about understanding the cumulative power of small automatic decisions. That coffee fund could represent a down payment, a business investment, or simply an emergency fund you never had.
This parallel reality isn't a fantasy. It's a tool for measuring opportunity cost. Every time you automatically buy a coffee, you are, in a small way, choosing that world over another. You are choosing the world of masked fatigue over natural energy. You are choosing the world of tenantship in a cafe over creating your own space. You are choosing the world of quick fixes over addressing the root cause of your fatigue, be it poor sleep, lack of nutrition, or a dispassionate career.
So what is the conclusion? Is coffee the enemy? No. Demonizing a simple bean is as foolish as the kasva as latte factor. The purpose of this entire analysis is not to issue a prohibition. It is to issue a challenge, to transform an unconscious habit into a conscious choice. The goal is not to eliminate, but to elevate your intentionality. I want you to perform a personal audit. For 1 week, before you buy or brew a coffee, ask yourself 3 simple questions. 1. Why do I want this right now? Am I tired, bored, stressed, or is it just social habit?
2. What is the true cost of this cup in money, time, and mental state for the rest of the day? 3. What is one other thing I could do right now to address the why from question 1? A short walk, a glass of water, 5 minutes of quiet meditation? You may find you still choose the coffee,
and that is perfectly fine. But now it will be a deliberate choice, not an automatic reaction. You may find you only want one exceptional cup a week, and you save the rest of the money and time. You may find you were just dehydrated. The outcome doesn't matter as much as the process of inquiry. This is the practice of financial mindfulness. True wealth is not built by depriving yourself of small joys. It is built by understanding the deep systems, historical, psychological, and economic, that drive your behavior. It's about questioning the defaults and designing a life and a financial plan with intention. Your daily coffee is the perfect, low-stakes training ground for this essential skill. Master the psychology of your coffee cup, and you will be well on your way to mastering your entire financial life.